What is a bug-out bag? Or sometimes called a bob. A bug-out bag is any kind of bag or backpack that is pre-packed for emergencies. It is a survival kit. Should you be forced to evacuate with very little warning or on foot due to an emergency situation, the bob is essentially what you live out of during the evacuation or until relief services are available. Do I need one? Are you in a utopia with absolutely no severe weather, earthquakes, fires, floods, crime, hazardous material spills, terrorism, and no meteor strikes? I doubt it. Therefore you need a bob. The decision of whether to bug out or to stay put should be based upon the emergency situation you will want to maximize your chances of survival. Therefore consider the following. What is the emergency? Is my home the safest place to be? If I leave, where will I go? Can I get there from here? Do you have a route planned? With alternate routes in mind? Plan ahead for bridges and roads that might be unusable due to the emergency. Is the threat at home worth the risk of becoming a refugee or entering a shelter? The U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA makes certain recommendations on their website. It is ready.gov and there is a lot of good information on it. Relief agencies cannot begin supplying any real level of relief services for a minimum of 72 hours. Remember, it took FEMA 5 days to get water to the Superdome during Katrina. The less you need to rely on any relief services, the safer you can justifiably feel. I suggest a bare minimum of a week's supplies. Assuming that food, water, and shelter cannot be found for at least several days to a week. The U.S. Coast Guard's minimum recommendation per person is 800 calories a day. I suggest at least 1600 calories a day with 60 grams of protein. Biased heavily towards starches with extra fats in the winter. All foods in your bob should be able to be eaten cold or require only hot water to prepare. I prefer pouched foods over canned foods, because they're lighter, easier to pack, and do not require a can opener. I like pouched foods such as spam, tuna, chicken, beef stew, chili, barbecue beef and ramen noodle soup. I also like the Mountain House brand freeze-dried meals, available from Walmart in the camping section. I have 3 of the 2400-calorie food bars from quakecare.com in all of my bobs. They are compact, lightweight, and inexpensive. They're nasty but nutritious. For cooking you will need a lightweight, compact cook set. I suggest the Coleman Max 4-piece anodized cook set. It has room on the inside to hold 2 cans of Sterno. Both are available from Walmart in the camping section. I only recommend Sterno cooking fuel, and the supplies will be limited because of its weight. Propane and white gas are great for camping. In an emergency, safety is more important than cost or convenience. Firewood where available is great as you don't have to carry it. I suggest you check out SmokeyBear.com for campfire safety tips. The U.S. Coast Guard's minimum recommendation is 8 ounces a day. I suggest a minimum of 16 ounces, pre-packed in a bob. There are multiple ways to store and carry water in a bob. I recommend the water pouches available from quakecare.com. They are compact and inexpensive and easier to pack than the water boxes. The easiest method to disinfect water is to treat it with an iodine preparation, such as potable aqua or Polar Pure. I suggest the water purification tablets from quakecare.com as they are individually wrapped. Shelter. Luxury is unimportant, but being able to remain warm even with wet equipment is critical. You will need a tent and sleeping bag of some kind and at least 1 full change of clothing appropriate to the season. You will need clothing that retains warmth even if wet. No cotton outerwear or long johns unless you're looking to freeze to death. There are very lightweight, compact, and inexpensive emergency tents, sleeping bags, emergency blankets and ponchos available from quakecare.com. They are not what I would recommend for camping, but they're great for emergencies. Gadgets, gizmos and other cool stuff. Ronco Pocket Fisherman. Folding rod and reel. Preloaded with fishing line. Handle serves as a mini tackle box. Folds in half for easy storage. Midland emergency crank radio with AM/FM and weather alert. Dynamo crank allows you to recharge the radio and flashlight. USB connector to charge other electronic devices such as cell phones. The Rambo type knives look really cool, but they are useless, and I personally do not like the GPS navigators. Your mind. A map and compass are all you need and can trust to work in an emergency. Firearms. Do you plan on fighting a war during an emergency situation? If the answer is yes, then a full rifle or shotgun is indicated, along with a psychiatric evaluation. At any rate, if you think you have got to have one, then I will suggest a good quality lightweight and compact .22 such as the Henry AR-7. My preference as it floats. Or the Marlin Papoose, and about 100 rounds of ammunition discreetly tucked away inside of your bob. And know your local laws. The main things are food, water, and shelter. When things get tough, you will wish you brought more food and less stuff. It is weight in bulk versus how much it helps to keep you alive. Remember, stuff you probably will never use works great at weighing you down. Packing it up, you will need a bag that will hold all this stuff. Personally, I prefer a college or high school type backpack that doesn't look all that out of place in an emergency, and you will want to blend in as much as possible. Make sure your personal bob is waterproof, compact, and as lightweight as possible. Go camping if only in your backyard, and use only what is in your bob. To test and learn how to use everything in it. Your life may depend on it to work in an emergency. No one bob meets every need. Customize your bob to meet your needs. Winter cold, summer heat, wet conditions, mountains, deserts, 7 days or longer? These are only my suggestions for a bob's components. Food and water for 7 days minimum, and don't forget the toilet paper. Tent, sleeping bag, blankets and rain ponchos for shelter and to keep warm. One full change of clothing appropriate to the season. Good quality camping type cook set. Sterno cooking fuel. Heavy-duty aluminum foil for cooking and signaling. Large heavy-duty plastic bags such as Ziploc for water and food storage. Small folding shovel for burying waste and putting out campfires. Flares, bright-colored bandana or flag for a visual means of signaling. Whistle for sound signaling. Travel-size toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, washcloth and antibacterial wipes for personal sanitation. Compass and maps for navigation. Matches for fire starting. Candles for light. Bouillon cubes, and small packs of instant soup and salt for cooking to add flavor. Small hand-cranked AM and FM radio with speaker. Magnesium fire starter or any other backup fire igniters to light campfires, for cooking and warmth. Zip ties and duct tape for repairing equipment. Duct tape can also be used for kindling. Small sewing kit for repairing clothes. Small hand-cranked LED flashlight. Good quality small multiple function knife for general tool needs. Water filter or purification tablets for safe water. Fishing kit for acquiring food and making repairs. Mirror for applying makeup or camouflage and daytime visual signaling. Wire saw for shelter building and making kindling. Candy or energy bar for high energy food. Rope and string to make shelters, snares and for repairs. Sunscreen, lip balm and insect repellent for personal protection. Small first aid kit suited to your area, terrain, and your needs, including your personal medications. Pictures of your loved ones to give you the will to survive. Your mind, that is the capacity to think, understand, and reason. And to remain calm, are your most important tools in any emergency situation.